Do you tend to struggle more with your speech when you're in a group? There's a group of people, it could be social, it could be professional, but there's a group of people, and you tend to then struggle a little more with your speech in that kind of environment. Do you tend to struggle more when you have to stand up and do a presentation to a group? Do you tend to struggle more when there are people of authority in the room? Do you struggle more when there are people that you don't know are in the room, or that where you're talking to or introducing yourself to people that you don't know, right? If so, then what you're struggling with is something very, very common, and that is self-consciousness. Now, self-consciousness isn't necessarily a bad thing, but we're going to use that term in the negative this time. Okay, so there's a self-consciousness where you are aware of yourself, that you're aware that you are a being, a living being. We're not using it that way here. We're using self-consciousness as having a lack of confidence, as feeling somewhat insecure. When someone becomes, you could even say, overly self-conscious, they start to fear rejection, fear judgment, fear what other people might say about them. It's an awareness that someone else is there and they're listening and they may be judging you. This happens to all of us sometimes. In fact, I'll just give you an example. So I'm in my office, and my wife's office is across the hall, and because I know that she's there for some odd reason, obviously she knows what I'm doing, I feel like I'm speaking a little quieter than I usually speak. Now, it's not interfering with my ability to communicate with you, but I'm conscious that she's there. And I don't think she's judging me or anything like that, but it's just the awareness that she's there. Does this happen to you? My name is Michael Williams, and today we're going to be talking about Deadly Stuttering Mindset number 5. This is the last one, Deadly Stuttering Mindset number 5. And as we mentioned just a little while ago, it is self-consciousness. Okay, self-consciousness. So you're in a meeting and there's a group of people, there's people in authority or something like that, and you now are aware that they're there. You know that they're there. And normally you would be able to speak well, share your thoughts. I mean, I've had people say this. You know, I can be in a meeting, and if they're my colleagues, I can share my thoughts, I can speak well. As soon as someone in authority comes in, all of a sudden I begin to speak choppy, I lose my train of thinking, and all kinds of things happen. Same person, same knowledge, same room. Situations change just a little, someone in authority is coming. So what's happening? What's happening is that person now, because of their awareness of who's in the room, they begin to have somewhat of a fear of, what will this person think? How are they judging me? What are they going to think of what I say? I have to make sure that I say something that sounds intelligent. I have to make sure that I don't give the wrong impression. And then what happens if I do, right? Or what happens if I get stuck? Then what will happen? So they begin to get distracted with those kinds of thoughts, which takes their attention and their focus and even their natural ability, even if they don't even have to think about speaking well. It takes the focus off of the content and delivering that content to worrying about what the other person might say. So fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of how that will feel. They start thinking about that, and then what happens is their performance declines. This happens to athletes, it can happen to musicians. Someone is out there and all of a sudden, say that they're a basketball player or golf, and they're used to shooting that ball smoothly every time. But all of a sudden, they get distracted by the audience, or they get distracted by the pressure of the moment. I have to make this point. I have to make this shot. And what they used to do very well automatically, now they're thinking about it, and therefore they're not able to do it as smoothly and naturally as they usually do, as efficiently, and they mess up. They miss the shot. Does that make sense? Same thing happens to people like you and I when we're speaking. We get distracted, and while we were just speaking smoothly, we were streaming our ideas and thoughts. All of a sudden, when we start thinking about the judgment and the rejection and all of that, this can happen even subconsciously. then we're unable to speak well. So what we want to do instead is we want to develop the confident speaker's mindset, which is where you feel confident and secure when you speak. So you don't allow yourself to become self-conscious. You simply focus on the content and the impact of what you want to say. And here's a quick way that you can do this. This is just one way that we'll go into deeper, and you may have heard me talk about this. And it's called VIC and RIC, right? And I'll just jot this down really quick. It's just one way to help you shift your focus over to something that's going to be more beneficial to you, more constructive as opposed to destructive. So, VIC and RIC. I've had many of my clients tell me this is super helpful for them when they're making presentations or in meetings, giving updates. These two stand for the same thing. These two are just a little different. So rather than thinking about who's in the room and thinking about messing up or not messing up, trying to avoid messing up, you want to think about the value of what you're saying. This stands for value. This stands for relevancy. Is what I'm saying relevant to this conversation? Is what I'm saying actually valuable to the people who are listening? Impact. Impact. Is this having an impact on the people I'm speaking to? So you're watching the people. You're seeing, hey, am I speaking in a way where I'm engaging them? Am I being monotone? Can they hear me? Right? So is this having an impact? Am I engaging the people I'm speaking with? So you're tuned in to them, making sure that you're impacting them, you're engaging them. Clarity. Is what I'm saying clear? Does it make sense? Is it logical, or is it all over the place? With clarity, there's two parts. There's style and structure. Am I speaking clearly, or am I speaking too fast? Am I articulating clearly, or am I swallowing my words, cutting my words off, right? So your goal is you want to serve the people that you're talking to, that you're talking with. So you want to make sure that what you're saying is clear. Otherwise, there's no need in saying it. So is this clear? If you're speaking too fast and they can't understand what you're saying, then you say, okay, this is probably not clear. I need to slow down. I need to articulate. Style. Structure. Is this logical? Am I all over the place? Am I finishing my thoughts, or am I interrupting myself, starting here and then going over here, doubling back? Or am I finishing what I'm saying? Have I structured this 1, 2, 3, right? So style and structure for clarity. Style for impact. Am I speaking in a way that people are able to follow me, where they can understand me, where they want to hear me, right? All of these things you can get in large part, from modeling, right? From modeling, from having a model, a blueprint. So this is one way of positively doing what I call positively distracting yourself from yourself, right? From the way that you usually think. So if you find that you're getting distracted when you're giving a meeting, doing a presentation, you can focus on serving the people who are there as opposed to fearing. Focus on serving them by thinking about VIC and RIC. There are some other ways, some other things that you can focus on temporarily when you're in that kind of a speaking situation that we will cover in the Confident Speaker's Success System. We'll give you some other things that you can shift your focus to until it becomes automatic, right? You can shift your focus to so that you won't let self-consciousness interfere with your ability to speak well, to speak confidently. So I want to invite you to check out the link. I'm going to put a link here. You might see it in this video. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's going to be a little circle with like an eye in there. You can click that. Check out the Confident Speaker Success System, where 6 weeks you and I are going to be working together to eliminate the stuttering mindset and help you create the confident speaker's mindset. I'm going to be using my AAA formula for powerful, persuasive speech so that when you speak, people listen. Each week, we're going to walk through one of the confident speaker's mindsets that will be incorporated into our AAA formula for powerful, persuasive speech. Why would you want to do this? Because you're a professional. You feel like you've been held captive by the stuttering mindset for your entire life, and you're tired of it. You have something to say. You deserve to be heard. People want to hear you. The quality of your life is not where you want it. Your social life, your professional life isn't where you know it can be. And now you're ready to break out. You're ready to break free. You want to feel free to be who you want to be, do what you want to do, and say what you want to say, right? And I'm giving you the pathway. I'm giving you the keys. I'm giving you the blueprint. This is the way to do it. And it's the fastest and the easiest way to do it. It is scientifically based, and it just works if you work it, right? So I want you to take a look at this program. You're going to be able to access it on a beautiful mobile application, Android, iPhone. It's audio-based. We'll have one live 60-minute session every single week. There'll be a community for you to interact with. And you will be able to take this and see yourself starting to transform week by week. And what that looks like, why that's important, is because you're going to start to see your opportunities open up. Your future is going to start becoming brighter, just like a light that you're turning up now. So it used to be kind of dark. Now you're going to be turning it up because you're going to see the opportunities. So, wow, now I can go back to school. Now I can apply for this job. Now I can start my own business. Now I can speak up more. Now I can participate in those social conferences. Now I can order the food that I want. Now I can introduce myself. All those things are going to start to happen for you when you eliminate the stuttering mindset and you activate or you incorporate or you develop the confident speaker's mindset. Now, for those of you that are listening to this is not just about mindset. So what about my speech itself? The mindset often drives your speech, drives the way that you speak. So through modeling, which gives you the blueprint, we're also going to be improving and smoothing out the way that you speak. So we've got you covered on both ends, right? The speaking side and the mindset side, both drive each other, both impact and affect each other. So I want to invite you, join this program. It's priced just right. Look forward to seeing you in the program. This is Michael Williams. We'll talk to you soon.